Okay. Okay, thank you all. So, hello folks. Thank you for being here. So, before starting, how much developers in this room? Raise your hands. Okay. Oh, a lot, a lot, a lot. How many designers? Oh, a lot also. Okay. Okay, a lot. Okay. So let's start. So, before starting, let me introduce myself. I'm Ludovico. Nice to meet you. I'm working as a QA engineer at Banca Edexxa. Also, I've founded different startups. Also, I like to contribute to open source world, and also I'm an ambassador at SheTech. So, some few words about Banca Edexxa. We founded in 2020. It's a bank authorized by the Bank of Italy 3 times. Okay, linked in best startups, and we are ready to support Italian companies in any challenge. Okay, so now the first question: what is QA? Why is it important? You know what is QA? How many? Okay, so QA actually is. I've written a simple definition about what is QA for me, because a lot of companies doesn't understand what is the value that a QA can provide to all. So for me, in particular, is a process when you can affirm that your requirement is respected. Always start with a requirement. Think about the agile context. Okay, in the agile context, we start with a user story. Okay, we write the requirements, so business analyst, for example. So we have the requirements and acceptance criteria, so we know how to close this user story, for example. But also, we need test. Why we need test? Because test can find edge cases, for example, can help UX designers to design better things. Okay. So QA is not just about finding bugs. Okay. So why quality assurance? Because we want good software, guys. We want good software. Any of you want good software. So you need QA. Because QA with user experience can make the difference. As a UX designers, maybe you use design system. Maybe you can use some tools, some automation tools for making heat maps, or automating A/B tests, okay? So let's see what is the collaboration that we can have between user experience, user research, and testing, okay? So how we can collaborate? So the first point, prototyping. When you are prototyping your designs, let QA be involved. So let's open Teams or Meet and call a QA. Do it with him or her, because he can find any possible issues about your design and let you have some feedbacks, some good feedbacks. Also, create some channels where you can chat with these QAs and have feedbacks as well. And also, let QA try the A/B test. So design sharing is important because QAs, one of the activities of the QAs can be the automation test. Nowadays, all the companies want the automation everywhere. So let a QA access the Figma design in early stage, can allow him or her to insert data test ID, that is some custom attributes that maybe during the implementation of the automation can help a lot and save time. Because if you change your front end using data test ID, the automation is still working, and you save time a lot. Documentation, because letting know the QAs, how is your approach, how many pages, how symbols do you use, it's really helpful. Okay, so the question, can I speed up testing with design best practices? Yes. Okay, so in which ways? Using design system. Please, use design system, guys. Because you will have reusable components. Also, let QAs write more versatile tests. So we can write low tests and save effort, save time. Also, prototyping. When you prototype and you have also the design system, you are more faster. And try to prototype using an high fidelity one. Because using that in early stage, when you are still designing, QAs can, use the prototypation in Figma, for example, to test it. Okay? So, maybe you want to know the benefits. Okay, let's see. So, the benefits are, as I told before, time and costs. Okay? So, identifying the desired flow in early stage is really, really handy. Okay? Because testing cycle is difficult nowadays. We need to understand the requirements, understand the early cases, maybe maintaining an automation that have 100 or 1,000 of test cases. And it costs time, guys. We are not so many. In my company, I'm alone. Now I have another person, but many companies don't have QAs in their team. Okay, so please do this for us. Okay, so some obstacles that you can encounter while you try to implement this. Data misinterpretation. How many times you read some requirement and maybe you don't understand well what to do. The tools that are not good, okay? Not every company use the best tools that are in the market. And also, not every person is, available for change, okay? So, thank you. No? Okay, we found a bug. Wrong slide order in entire presentation. Ah, okay. Okay, I'm a good QA. Okay, now it's time for automation. And automation, everywhere in every source. Now QAs are, okay, you want to be a QA. Okay, you just need to do automation testing. You need to automate our front end because we want to cut testing. You will be the only QA in your company because you know how to make things. So we cut all the testing persons in the team. Yes. No. It's not like this. So let's see what is the importance of automated testing in the UX world. So user experience, it's not a nice to have. And you know, guys. So automation testing can provide a lot of value in user experience. But a question for you. Can UX be automated? Yes or no? No. 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 It's not automatable. Because with our technologies, we can automate UI. Okay, we have an UI. We want to automate it. In the past, we used the Selenium. Now, other technologies come up. It's OK to automate UI. But if you want to automate UX, it's not possible. Because, yes, we have tools, heatmaps, Datadog, and many others. But it's like a psychological. It's more psychological. We need to understand what the user thinks. OK? So, can automate tests improve our UX? Yes. Yes. OK, how? We can test the accessibility. As some talks before talk about Storybook. It's a great tool, guys. Use it. We can test the performance as well, because performance is important. We don't want a website or app that don't load, OK? We want to ensure that this website is fast, or app. Usability, because with automation, we can make a lot of tests. But what is the most important thing is the full flow. Okay, for example, we have an e-commerce, and the best and the most important test is a user can enter in our website, okay, click a product, add in the cart, and check out. Nothing more. This is the most important. Okay? And with these kind of tests, we can check if the user has some problems. Okay? So, leveraging testing data. What are these testing data? Boo. So, testing data, what are the types? Unit tests. How many developers, again? OK, how many of you do unit test? Really? Yes? Oh, OK. Cool. So unit test focuses on components, OK? Function of the application. Integration, OK? Validates other things as well. And we have end-to-end. So let's see what are the possible use case of these three testing data. So unit test for checking component performance, logic of the component, integration, API calls. OK? End-to-end, as I told you before, user journey, edge cases. Because user, OK, you develop a thing, you design a thing, user don't use that thing in your way. OK? I can be a user and try to fill an input with some strange characters, maybe, and the system break. OK? So which are the metrics that matter? The load times. Again, load times, guys. Load times is important. OK? And tools like Playwright can help us. Error rates, because this is a real-world example that I inserted here. When you do an automation test or a manual test, that now is called exploratory because manual, oh, not manual, we want automation. OK, so during a flow, maybe we can identify 44 errors, 404 errors. OK, and this is a problem. OK, so automation can catch this type of errors during the test. User flow interruption, again, because we want the user do the full flow of an e-commerce, of an onboarding, of a landing. OK, the important is that the user comes to our website and complete the flow. And this is the important thing. OK, now, I need the tool's name because tools important. OK, some tools. OK, I inserted some Azure ones. Sorry, I use Azure. So the first one is Appletools Insight. It's really helpful, also for QAs, for checking errors, for checking responses. OK, and some testing frameworks. Beautiful. So Jest for unit test, Playwright for end-to-end, or API test. Also, data aggregators, because we need also to check data, guys. Data is important. So let's now focus on Playwright, this fantastic tool, in my opinion. Why Playwright? Because Playwright, guys, allow us to make robust end-to-end tests. Why robust? Because there are many, many frameworks in our world for making test automation, but Playwright is really easy. Really easy. And let the developers contribute. OK, because as I told you before, in some companies, QA are one QA. And one QA can't do anything. So having a framework that allows developers contribute is really important. And important, guys, important, no more browser-specific bugs. Because in the past, tools like Robot Framework, that is really nice, I love Robot Framework, but you need the Chrome driver, you need the Gecko driver for testing different browsers. Playwright have all. You can start your test checking in Chrome, Firefox, Safari, in one click, OK? OK, so other points. A lot of integrations. Appletools for using visual testing. Visual testing is a new trend. You can take one image, maybe from your Figma, and compare to others, maybe for the actual implementation. And it says, oh, maybe it's not good. OK, so AI in this is really strong. Also, it can be integrated with Jest. So again, it's easy to integrate with an already present stack. OK? OK, so let's recap. So what do you need? An early collaboration with the QAs, because it can provide you value, guys. Value is the most important thing. Design system, guys, use design system. Save a lot of time. OK? because we can use, again, some test cases in other flow in different pages. Maybe you have already a design system and you want to create a new page. OK, we need to write some test cases. We already know how the components behaviors, OK, how the components will work. Also, use high fidelity prototyping, because we want to validate the UX before coding, because a lot of times we found bugs after. Bugs found after the production cost a lot. And it's always a problem to fix a lot of bugs, okay? Because QA are skilled, found a lot of bugs. And remember, it's not the number, it's the value of the bug, okay? But found a lot, and not always the developers can fix that, because they have other things to do. So if we can fix before, it's better. Okay, so UX can be automated, but automation test can provide you value. Use it. And also, we have different type of testing data. Okay, so try to discover more also about this. Now Q&A.
Are there any questions? OK, one
over
up there.
Do we have a mic? I'll go bring a mic.
Actually, there's someone, I think.
I'll go bring a mic.
OK.
Raise your hands again, please. Cool. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you for your talk as a designer. I really appreciate it. I've always enjoyed working with QAs. However, not all QAs are like you. So if we have a QA that doesn't understand the value of collaborating with design early in the process, what is the best way to help them, to convince them to collaborate with design early?
Yeah, thank you for the question. It's a nice question. It's difficult to answer properly. But yes, I've added one point in the before slide when I say that one of the possible obstacles can be the resistance to change. Always, in any things. Also, if I try to think about my company, I've started working on test automation with robot framework. After that, I know a consultant in ThoughtWorks. He says, hey, Ludovico, try Playwright. No, I want robot framework, it's beautiful. I tried Playwright, and I say, OK, let me do a POC. Let me try it, and I switch to Playwright. So I think the best way to convince a QA that don't want to think about design, don't have this point in mind, okay, is to talk with him. Maybe at the start point, you don't have the full collaboration, but try to involve him more. Maybe with calls, maybe let him watching you works also. And I like to give you guys another advice. Do you know Tres Amigos? Tres Amigos? OK. Try it. Try it, please. It's beautiful. OK? So for answer you, try to talk with him more. Try to involve him more. And maybe it's not a fast thing, but maybe in the future can become a designer friendly. Okay.
It's been a while, but is that called user story mapping, the one they're doing, or something like that?
Maybe.
It's the donkey with a Mexican hat, right?
Yeah. I like Tres Amigos because it's like having three figures, okay, that are talking and to reviewing the requirements. And during that phase, you can find, OK, so developers told me, OK, we have the business, for example, that want to do this. OK, developers told me that I can do this in that way. OK, but QAs that told me again, you can't do this, it will break. OK, so having this collaboration in requirements is really crucial because we start by requirement. And if you don't pay attention to requirements, all the work is not good. Okay, so guys, focus on requirements, focus on test cases, focus on following the requirements, because it's all about that.
Yeah. Perhaps if I can add a bit. I was lucky enough to work in a company that started implementing shift left. So we started taking QA, upper and upper the production chain of a feature or in the product, and to the point where they were discussing at the product table. So even before we started implementing things. So it's also a matter of the culture that the managers also try to push in your company, and it was really great. I personally, as a developer, appreciate the QA, the work of QAs, because there's a ton of value in there.
Yeah, thank you. Also remember, guys, that QA is not the last line. Okay, when you do something, QA is not okay. We have QA. We do whatever we want. The whole responsible is you. Grazie. Okay. So this is another.
It's probably the person that knows the product the best after the users. They can anticipate a lot of issues. They know the pain of the users. They hear all the complaints. So listen to them.
Another question.
I'll try to get over there. Maybe, sorry.
Hey, I'm wondering, what do you think about including customer success, so the customer-facing departments, in the QA process? Because in my experience, our experience, it's very useful to have them responsibilized somehow and being aware of when something goes wrong, it's also on their back. What's your experience there, and do you have any suggestion?
Okay, nice question. Yeah, if I understand well, yes, in my experience, I've been involved in some cases where I followed also the user test. So not test, okay. So user testing, in UX, and it's cool to have the data for me, for QAs of the customer, because yes, we don't want to build a solution that is only on customer, because customers are different, okay? If we think that someone wants a big CTA, someone wants another, the refinement never ends, okay? So in this case, I think QA is really helpful with the data of customers also. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much. I think
I have another
one more
slide. That is this, just a quote. I like quotes. I don't know if you like it, but yes, quality is never an accident. It's always the result of an intelligent effort. Okay, so remember this. Thank you, really.